Hey everyone, welcome to Glitter Fox Studios. My name is Brett and I'm the leading teacher and director here at Glitter Fox Studios, and I'm very excited to share with you some really cool stuff today about our music workbook and a little bit about the philosophy behind what it is that we do and the reasons why we do it. So as a young person growing up, I found like most of my teachers are trying to talk at me instead of to me. So I spent a lot of time studying education, and then I kind of felt like I came out of that experience and then kind of felt like I started doing the exact same thing to my students. So that led me into the field of human behavior, human potential, and human development to really understand the reasons why certain people are successful and other people aren't successful. And so basically all of the information that I share as a teacher through music comes from this place where we're trying to maximize everyone's potential and actually help them to be the best version of themselves, or be their own superhero, as I like to say. So this is our music workbook. So basically all of the framework behind what it is that we do as teachers is basically helping our students understand themselves better, and also really taking the time to really care about them, to connect what we would love to share with them in relation to music, and making it relatable and understandable in relation to what's actually most important to them. And this is the art of really caring as an educator, to make sure that we're really thinking about how this person sees the world and connecting it to what's important to them. Cool, so this is our music workbook, which is, we're the only school in Australia that has something like this. And I'm so proud to have created it, because when I first started doing this work, I was like, I don't know whether people are going to relate to this, but we've had some really amazing results with kids progressing really, really quickly, and also just kids having the experience of learning music and seeing that, developing their understanding of how difficult it is to actually be successful as a musical instrument, by just appreciating the experience of developing their confidence and creativity. Cool, so I'm just going to go through the workbook and share with you the key elements of it, and then I'm going to go through a few of those elements in a little bit more detail if you would like some help. Okay, cool, so it starts off with our music workbook. We've got our name, the term, and the year at the top, just so we know whose is whose. And this is our student interest list. So basically this is going to be our priority list for all of our students, to make sure that we're staying current with what's most important to our kids or adults, big kids, so that when we're communicating and explaining things, we understand great metaphors and examples to use that are relevant and interesting. Cool. On the second page, we've got our music dream, to plan out where people would like to go. And this is our superstar scorecard, which is a way of just tracking what's happening at home, so we can actually see what's working and what needs improvement. We've got the ultimate song list, so students can write in whatever it is that they would love to learn. The music practice planner, and I'm trying to get this on the screen. Cool. So basically our student interests behind this is this questionnaire, which I pulled out for this video. Here's one I prepared earlier. So it's basically 6 questions that just help us understand what the priority list of any individual is. Because going through my studies, I realized that everyone has one of these lists and just wants to be loved and appreciated, understood, seen and heard for being able to express themselves in this unique way. So once I figured that out, I was like, well, we need to ask all of the kids what's important to them, so we can actually really care about them, to communicate what we're trying to do in music in relation to actually what's most important to them. Because I always felt like I was being squished into shape as opposed to being inspired from within. Because I knew that I was always self-starting in the things that I loved, but anyone trying to force me to clean my room or do other things that weren't inspiring to me was always a real challenge. So this process just helps us connect the dots between what's important to our students and where we're trying to take them. So that when we're talking about practice, we can say, well, to get really good at whatever it is that you're interested in, it also takes the same amount of effort with music. Cool, so what we have is 6 questions. The first one is, how do they spend their time? The second question is, how do they spend their energy? The third question is, how do they fill their space, and what do they always want to have near them? Where do you have your most order and organization? Where are they most reliable, disciplined, and focused? What can they do for hours and hours and hours, and no one has to remind them to do it? And what do they love to talk about in social settings? What makes their eyes light up? So basically what we want to do is we want to find 3 answers, or the 3 most important prioritized or priorities in for each of these questions. So basically we'll have this list of 6 by 3, which is 18 different answers. And if there's like an answer that's only got 2, don't stress. If there's something that's got 4, that's cool too. We're just trying to figure out what is most important. Cool. So one of the biggest challenges with this is actually making sure that this is actually true in the action steps of an individual, not what it is that they say they want to do. So sometimes when if like it's you know, as a music teacher, then I'm asking these questions, and then the kids are thinking that they have to answer in relation to what it is that they think I think it should be. So you know, sometimes I get guitar, piano, singing, music. I'm like, okay, cool. Is that actually true for you at home, and what do you actually do? So it's not what they want it to be, or it's not what you wish it was for if you're doing it for someone else. It's what they actually demonstrate. So it's video games and Lego or whatever it is. Whatever is on the priority list of a human being, they want to be loved and appreciated for it. So we want to acknowledge that that's what's true for them at this point. Cool. So basically then we have these 18 responses, and what we want to do then is we want to tally up what appears most, and then we want to put that in the first box. And I do it in grey lead first. So I just want to make sure, and then we have the second most, third most, fourth most, fifth most. And so what we want to do there is just make sure that 1's more important than 2, 2's more important than 3. Sometimes we've got like 5 that are really, really common, and we just have to pick them for the time being. And then you can check in with whoever we're doing it for in the next week or in 6 months. And we try to update them every year, so once every 12 months. With our private one-to-one students in our smaller groups. If you're in a bigger group, it's probably more something that you can do at home. We just don't have the time in our big groups to do this for every single kid. It does take one lesson, essentially, half an hour or so to do, and that's with me doing it. It's been doing it for a long time. So yeah, cool. So that's our music work. That's our student interest questionnaire. So that's our number 1 priority, is to make sure that we're really caring about the individual, to find out what's important to them, and then connect what they're learning in music to that. Cool, which is a skill. My music dream. So on this page you can create a PowerPoint or draw or write or whatever it is that you're most inspired to do, and you can basically, of anything that you would love to do with music, imagine time, money, and effort were no object, and you can use a little bit of Glitter Fox magic to make your dream come true. Ed Sheeran was in someone's music class, so we want to find out you know, where you want to go. Do you want to do it for a hobby? Do you want to actually get paid to play as a professional? Do you want to play different instruments? Do you want to write your own songs, play in a band, play on stage? What are you going to wear? And talking about the dream and what you would love to be able to do. What will the stage look like, and how many people will be there? So that can be whatever it is that you want it to be. So the student interest is finding out where a student is right now, and the dream is finding out where they'd love to be able to go. Cool. This is the Superstar Scorecard, which basically is just 4 pillars of that I believe are really integral to understanding how to play music, and also all of the other elements, developing confidence and creativity, and then understanding how to communicate it to someone else, because once you teach someone else how to do something, you learn it in a completely new way, and so you develop your own understanding. So you score points system. So we've got weeks down the side, 1 to 10, which is usually how long a term is. We've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then a total. And then we've got basically you score 1 point for practicing and jamming. So if you do 10 minutes of practice, you score 1 point. If you do an hour of practice, you score 6 points. And then we can tally it up at the end of the week just to monitor what's happening with practice at home, what days. You also score points for performing in front of someone else, developing your confidence, dealing with nerves and anxiety and all of those things that come along with performing. And it doesn't have to be a full-blown performance. It can be just, I did some practice showing mum whatever it is that I just learned. Compose, create. So basically anywhere where there's creativity involved, writing lyrics, creating a chord progression on the guitar or piano, a drum beat, whatever it is. If it's new or interesting, or not interesting, if it's new and just being creative, we want to encourage that. So taking original ideas, I think, is a really, really cool part of learning music, or encouraging original thought. And then also teaching someone else. So if you teach someone else, next door neighbor, friend, anyone else that can learn, and they successfully learn something, whether it's a simple game or whether it's a complex song, learning how to teach someone else. Cool. I love this too. This is called the Ultimate Song List. So basically just any songs that you love and you maybe would like to learn. They can be really easy or really hard, it doesn't matter. It just helps us understand as teachers where you want to go and what you'd love to be able to learn and the direction you want to go. Because if you love film scores, or you love video games, or you love the latest Lego movie songs, or you love pop songs, or you love heavy metal songs. It just helps us understand the music that you like so we can create content that's going to help you move in that direction. Because there was a whole bunch of songs when I was learning that I was like, I don't think I really like this, but no one took the time to go, hey Brett, what do you want to learn? And this is the last element, is the music practice planner. So basically we've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 7 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. and just starting to develop a practice habit. So it's not about how much time we spend practicing, because if you're new to music, you probably don't even understand what practice is. And definitely when I first started teaching, I'm like, how did your practice go? And these kids are looking at me like, what's that? And so just helping them understand that if you want to get really good at something, we have to put the time and energy in. So it's not about an hour on the first day, especially if we know that music is not number one on their priority list, or number two. It's about starting a habit. So we want to do, even if it's 1 minute, 2 minutes, it doesn't really matter. It's just about setting a schedule where that becomes part of the routine. Cool. So that is our music workbook. And I hope you got something out of this video that was useful. If you got any questions, or if you're new to us, or you are currently with us, or you're a teacher, or whatever it is that you're doing, and you've got some questions, please send me an email at brett@glitterfoxstudios.com.au. And if you haven't yet received your folder, you will be receiving it shortly. So thank you very much. Be your own superhero, and look forward to seeing you creating some music. Thank you.